Hello to you, my listener. I am Miss Grace. And we are going to read a love story from one of our avid listeners. This story is about what happened in his love life. Well, what are we still waiting for? Let's get started. When my girlfriend and I were about to get married, she had sex with her ex-boyfriend. Hello, Miss Grace. I'm Christopher, 29 years old. And I'm getting married in the next few months. My girlfriend and I met at a company we worked for. When we were in high school, it all started when my friend introduced her to me, and I flirted with her until she said yes. And since our relationship has been going on for quite some time, there are times when we fight and make up. We are like a dog and a cat. And because of that, our relationship became even stronger, and my girlfriend and I's love grew stronger. Our relationship lasted more than 5 years. In the almost 5 years that my girlfriend and I have been in a relationship, she has hurt me twice. The first sin she did to me was that she fell in love with another man. We have been together for more than 5 years. But I also forgave her because she admitted the truth. And she was faithful to me, so I immediately forgave the sin she committed against me. They never had a relationship with her other man, because she chose me over another man. I admit that I was happy with her decision, because she still chose me despite everything. So I can say that she deserves to be my wife because of what she did. 6 months after our 5 years relationship, I invited her to get married. And she said, yes, she agrees that we should get married. And that time, I can't explain what I felt because I was so happy. We have started preparing the marriage document and searched for our suppliers. We also came to the point where we talked about moving the wedding date because we still lacked the budget. But nowadays, I can see her sadness because she wants the date we first planned for our wedding. Because that date is very important, the birthday of her deceased grandmother. And because I didn't want to see her sad, I did everything to push the marriage through so that we can reach the missing budget for our wedding. Finally, our marriage will go ahead. But as the day of our wedding approached, I noticed that she seemed to be lethargic, so I talked to her intensively. I asked her why she was like that, and this is what she said.
Honey, as our wedding approaches, I feel like I'm not ready yet.
I was shocked by what she said. I just said, if she's not ready, let's postpone the wedding. The days went by, and by God's mercy, she realized that we should go ahead with the wedding. She say, it's embarrassing for our parents and relatives if it doesn't go ahead. My family and I have proposed to them that we will get married. So I thought everything was okay. Until the day came when I noticed that something was bothering her again. I spoke to her again. And she said,
These past few days, I have repeatedly dreamed of my ex-boyfriend, that they are getting married. Why so, dear? Maybe it's because my ex-boyfriend and I didn't have closure.
She said, Sorry for the word. It's because they don't have closure. I thought of it. What the fuck? That was 10 years ago. And suddenly, it will pop into your brain. That's what I want to say. But I can't say it. So weeks later, she informed me that she and her cousin were going to meet. I allowed her because her cousin is also one of her bridesmaids at our wedding. And then, after a few days, she confessed to me that they invited the ex-boyfriend of my girlfriend so she can talk to her ex-boyfriend. She said they just talked and said hello so that they could have closure. I must admit that I was angry with her. But at the same time, I thought that it was okay, so there would be no problem. And then, they had walks again, with her high school friends. They agreed to go overnight swimming. I didn't come anymore. Because I might just be bored there, and I just took her to the swimming pool and went home. I thought everything was okay with us. But I'm wrong. That was the beginning of the incident that would test the strength of my trust in her. 3 months before the schedule of our wedding, I decided to sleep over with them. I picked up my girlfriend, and we arrived at their house late. And when we were lying in bed, sleeping side by side, or just sleeping, we lie down, facing each other. I noticed she was staring at me. That is why I said,
Why, dear?
All she could answer was silence. And, for a few moments, her tears began to flow. I was worried. So, I asked her again what the problem was. It was a while before she spoke, until it was difficult for her to speak because her tears continued. She said to me,
My love, I feel like I cheated on you.
And that's when I got nervous, as if I was going to hear something that would make me pass out. But I plucked up the courage to ask her why she said that. She said,
My ex-boyfriend came to my office the other day. He said that he just wanted to talk to me. I was surprised too. That's why I took a time out from the office
and accompanied her home. I'm very angry. I said,
You didn't make me feel ashamed anymore. They know me in your office. Then, the people there will see you, picked up by another man. And even your ex-boyfriend.
It was the first time I got angry with her and yelled at her. She tried to calm me down. She held my hand, but I just shook it. I avoided her hand from touching my skin. She continued to apologize to me while crying. And she said,
I didn't agree that he would take me to our house.
It's good, and you're still embarrassed.
After that night, I didn't talk to her anymore. She cried all night. The next morning, before she goes to work, she just patted me and said goodbye and that she was going to come in. When I got up, I saw on the table, by the side of the bed, a note stuck in the pocket of the engagement ring that I gave to her. And what is written there is, "Sorry." She also left the ring inside the box. She also texted that she was already riding to the office. I just replied to her that she should be careful. Then, she also replied to me that she had something else to say that she couldn't tell me last night. I said,
"What's that?"
She says,
After I tell you, then you can decide if you will marry me.
I stopped, where I was cold and nervous. And I courageously replied.
"Tell me."
And this was her reply.
Darling, do you remember swimming? After that, my ex-boyfriend came to pick me up. We went to his uncle's house, and we were just going to talk for a while. I can't go into detail. Something happened to me and my ex-boyfriend.
She just stopped when I came to my senses and I was crying. And I said,
"I want to go home."
I'm sorry, my love. I didn't mean it. I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. I'm afraid of your reaction. I know you think of me as my dirt. You may criticize me, but I feel like I want to kill myself and disappear. I'm really sorry.
For more than 5 years of our relationship, this is the second most painful thing she did to me. And I can say that this is the most painful. Keeps coming to my mind that my girlfriend had sex with her ex-boyfriend. 2 months before our wedding, my whole body got cold. I'm floating. I was stunned, but I didn't cry. Because my brain doesn't want to believe that my girlfriend can do this to me. The girl I love the most. The girl I'm going to marry and want to spend the rest of my life with.
She had sex with her ex-boyfriend. Even though we're about to get married, I feel so much pain.
Until I replied to her. I said,
"You're pregnant?"
She replied,
I do not know.
and I told her to.
"Don't say you didn't mean it. Because I know that you liked what happened."
And her reply was just, "Sorry. I want to get rid of it. I want to get drunk. I want to pour out all the pain I feel. Because every time I imagine how they did that, it's like killing me. How long? And whether they enjoyed doing it. I feel like I'm being stabbed. I can't accept that there is another man who would do that besides me." She didn't even think about what we spent together for more than 5 years. Then just like this, I want to tell stories to my friends or anyone just to make me feel better. But I can't. I will not do it. I never told anyone what happened, not even my family. The only annoying thing is that even though her sin against me is so great, I still can't tell others. Because I don't want other people to think of her, especially my family, when they find out what happened. Nobody knows what I'm going through. Maybe I'm just good at hiding, and they never saw me cry. But I'll also admit that sometimes I've come to the point where I want to tell a story. I want to tell a story to them, Mom and Dad. Because the weight was heavy when I felt it. I want to hug Mom. I just want to cry and cry on her shoulder. But I couldn't do it. Until after a few months, I seemed to have calmed down, or felt a little better. I talked to her, in the text message. I miss her so much that even though she did that to me, I still couldn't stop myself from loving her. I also felt that I was ready to forgive her, because my love for her is more dominant than the sin she committed against me. That's why I texted her like this.
Darling, let's continue the wedding. If you are pregnant, I will be the father of what you are carrying. And if you are ever pregnant, don't ever tell that animal the created sin that you and your ex-boyfriend committed.
Yes, I'm ready to accept her, because I can't afford to lose her forever. So I forgave her and decided to go ahead with the marriage. She was very happy when I said that. And she said she regrets what happened. She also said that if our marriage didn't work out and she got pregnant, she will not let his ex-boyfriend be responsible for their future child. She said she didn't want me to embarrass other people. So she felt very relieved when I returned her. And when we met for the first time after what had happened, I hugged her so tightly. She cried and apologized. I saw that she regretted it. I also pray that we will be given another chance to make things right and start again. And I hope my girlfriend doesn't get pregnant so that we can start anew, because she's been stressed for a few weeks, and they will start doing a pregnancy test on her. I said,
Maybe you'll just get your period, because that's the same symptom. Or maybe you always think you're pregnant, that's why you feel that way.
But the truth is that I am encouraging her, even though I am nervous that she might be pregnant. And I'm hoping that it isn't. She always felt bad in the morning and afternoon. That's why I always pick her up. And then one time, she said she felt very bad. I arrived at her office and waited at the guardhouse. And as soon as she came out, it was obvious on her face that she was sick. What she immediately told me was that her belly hurt a lot, because she said she had her period. And when she said that, it was like a thorn was pulled out of me. That's why my girlfriend told me to pick her up at the office, is to surprise me. And now we're okay. Our wedding is near, and we've gradually fixed the requirements for the wedding. I have made up my mind that we will continue our marriage. And I know for myself that I have forgiven her. We also had a thorough conversation that should never happen again. She has also changed her number, and her ex-boyfriend has been blocked on Facebook. She also gave me her old SIM card and gave me her Facebook password. It's so that I can say that she and her ex-boyfriend no longer have communication. I said,
It's not necessary. It's enough that I see you regret for what you did.
I thought such scenes only happened in teleserie, but in real life as well. And I also believe that what happened to us was just God's test, that when we overcome it, we will be stronger. Thank you very much. And that is my love life story. To our listeners, what can you say or advise about what happened in his love life? If you have any suggestions or comments, please comment below. Thank you very much for listening. I am Miss Grace from Miss Romantica. If you are new to my channel, I invite you to subscribe and please press the bell notification so that you are constantly updated on the videos I upload. If you have love experience stories, send them to our website, brookclark787@gmail.com. And you might be lucky enough to be drawn and featured on this channel. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Goodbye.